Howdy, howdy, howdy! Welcome back. It's been a little while since we did a show, and starting back up again. So welcome to the Weekly Wineaux. Did this show for over 2.5 years. Once COVID started, and I got bored and started talking about wine with everybody online and all that kind of stuff. And man, we had a good little run. Had some great shows. Got some really big numbers going all of a sudden, and then got off a little bit, and I'll be honest, I kind of threw in the towel a little bit, and then I had some other things going, so I stopped the show. Recently, I left Ralph's full time for a position with another company that did not work out, and so I left that company this week, and I'm back at Ralph's full time, and I'm going full bore on this show and Ralph's and all sorts of cool little things that are going to be coming up. So I'm fully committed, and we're back, and we're going to do this, and it's going to be awesome. And I hope to get everybody back watching that was loyal viewers. I think I will, and I hope to get a lot more, and we'll see what happens. But I think I got a good thing going. So anyway, welcome back to the Weekly Wineaux. I am Mickey Martin, local wine guy, sommelier, whatever. You can call me whatever the heck you want. You can call me Frank if you don't. I don't care. It don't matter. But as long as you come by wine or talk wine with me or whatever, and crack a bottle every once in a while, drink a glass, and I think we'll be all good. But yeah, so we're gonna get going again. I'll kind of go over tonight and the next couple shows and some things that are going on at Ralph's, and we'll get on rocking. So without further ado, tonight in just a few minutes, we are going to go through some wines that are left over from our one-day wine sale. Our world-famous one-day wine sale happened last Saturday, and it was another great wine sale. Sold the heck out of wine. Had people lining up way early in the morning. It was awesome. Thank you guys that, the 125, 140 of you that lined up before 5 a.m. to get in the doors and get your hands on the good deals at the wine sale. I know you got some great wine because some of the stuff that I wanted to buy is gone. And that's how I know you got great wine. So enjoy. Don't have to share it with me, but if you want to, you know where to find me. But anyway, good stuff. It went off without a hitch. We did our thing, and we, as usual, the wines that are left over are not your typical California Cabernets, red blends, Pinot Noirs, Chardonnays, things like that. They're a little more obscure type things. So I'm going to taste through a couple of those tonight with you, kind of show you what's left over and what I think of them, and describe them in a little bit of detail, so that if you do come in this week or over the weekend, you can grab some. I will tell you that the prices from Saturday have been slashed in half. So if you paid $12 for a $40 wine on Saturday, it's now $6. Those of you that bought wine on Saturday there's no return, so don't worry about that. But it's not a dig on, hey, you paid double. It's just, hey, we're trying to get rid of it. So if you do come across something that you liked in your stash, chances are we may have a little bit left. If it's one of these weird French or Spanish or something wines that just doesn't say, all the normal stuff went. It went fast. It always does. This stuff like this Mourvèdre and this French Southern blend that you should chill a little bit. That's a blend of Grenache Noir and Mourvèdre, Rioja, a Washington Syrah, a Carignan from Central California. Nobody really knows what those are, and they're a little afraid to buy them at some of the prices they were at, which is fine. That's why they're left over, and that's why we slash the prices once the sale is over, because all the normal stuff goes. We slash the price on what's left, and here you go. So we're going to taste through those. I'll get you going on that in just a little bit. What's coming up at Ralph's? The wine sale is over, obviously. Just did that Saturday. It was amazing. The next thing coming up for Ralph's in the world of wine, liquor, and beer, at the Pelican Point store and at the Gonzales Ralph's, we will be doing what we call resets coming up pretty soon. So there will be a new, fresh influx of wines coming in over the next month or so. And so there will be a whole new selection for you guys to choose from. we discontinued over 200 wines for this last wine sale. And yeah, that's the stuff that kind of goes fastest anyway. Is the stuff that's been here for a while that is recognizable. So that is gone. 250 wines just gone from the store. So we're going to be adding some wines in. It won't be 250, but we'll probably add about 100 new wines over the next month or two before the holidays hit, and we'll do some tastings on those, on quite a few of those and things like that. So be looking for some new stuff. I'm going to revamp and reinvigorate my Mixed Picks end cap at the Pelican Point store. We don't have end caps available up at the Gonzalez store, so it won't be there. But we do have one here, and it has that big sign that says Mixed Picks on it. It's the very first end cap at the end of all the cash registers that you come to. Be looking for that in a couple of weeks. There will be some really neat little wines on there you might not usually choose, with some cool little write-ups. I'll get that going. And then everything else will kind of be back to normal as much as possible, other than, you know, some new wines and things like that. So that's what's coming up there. And then also November 3rd, Friday, November 3rd is our fall wine gala. And that's the Great Gatsby themed wine gala at L'Auberge Casino up in Baton Rouge, up on River Road there. And it is one of the parties of the year. It's amazing. You know, 400 people plus all the workers, all that kind of stuff. Everybody's dressed to the hilt in whatever theme it is. Last year was the masquerade party. The folks that won the raffle for the wine trip last year are about to go to Washington and Oregon this year. We aren't doing the raffle wine trips anymore because everything is so crazy expensive now that the raffle does not cover even 1/4 of the trip anymore. So it's not possible to do that anymore. But we do still have best dressed prizes that win wine and wine dinner and a wine tasting in your home and stuff like that. And just a great excuse to come get dressed up in your favorite Roaring 20s / Great Graphic get up and give money back to some really nice charities. All the proceeds go to charity. So it's you can write off your ticket and enjoy some amazing food and 80 plus wines a person, because we're a grocery store. We don't charge $150 for this tasting, which is what it should be. We just charge $69.99, and you just come have a beautiful night. Get a room at L'Auberge, stay the night. We'll hang out and grab some wine afterwards down at the bar and have a good night. But that's coming up Friday, November 3rd. That is the night before the Alabama game. So it always is. Our fall gala is always the Friday night before the Bama game. And our next meat sale, just to let you know, is Thursday, November 2nd. So we got the meat sale at both of the Ralph stores on Thursday, November 2nd. Then we've got the wine gala on Friday, November 3rd at L'Auberge, and then the Bama game on Saturday, November 4th. So should be great. Get some amazing meat to cook for the weekend, you know, for the game, and then come have a great time on Friday night and wake up and get ready to watch the Tigers kick some elephant butt on Saturday, or whatever they call themselves. I don't even know, but yeah, it should be good. So that's kind of the future of what's going on at Ralph's as we go into the holiday season, and that's about it. So let's go through some wines, and then we'll talk at the end. We'll talk a little bit about the future of this show. I've talked about it before, and I've never followed through with it, but we'll get into that later. So anyway, let's go through some wines. So a couple of things that are left over in decent quantity. This Prana. Prana is a Spanish Rioja 2016, which is primarily Tempranillo grapes. And as we taste through it, I will tell you exactly what you're going to taste. I will say, obviously, there's no Cabernets, no full-blown prisoner-style red blends. No like full-blown Chardonnays and stuff like that are left over. It's all the kind of obscure stuff that's really, really good wine, but you got to kind of know what you're looking at.
Thank God prisoner blends are gone.
Yeah, thank God. You know, the peanut gallery says, "Thank God the prisoner blends are gone." But anyway, so this is the Prana Tempranillo. You'll find it right in the front of the store as soon as you walk in. But like literally the minute you walk in, all the wines are left over right there in that big stack or on that little rack to the right of it. And everything's half price from the sale. So if this was, I'm not going to quote pricing today, but if this was $12 on Saturday, it's now $6. So pretty darn good stuff. So it's got a nose, a little barnyardy type nose. So it's probably a little overaged, which is totally fine. Not a bad thing. But don't be expecting like a fruit forward, sweet menage a trois style red thing. This is not that. This is a food wine. Definitely will go. Let's see. Got some acid, got some fruit, a little bit. It's going to go great with any sort of Spanish dish, paella, or actually anything with bacon fat is going to go really well with this. It'll cut through that acid pretty good. So if you wrap a pork tenderloin in bacon and put some sort of spicy sauce over the top or something like that, this could go really well with it. So the next one is going to be the La Clarine, Josephine and Mariposa. So there's a couple different wines left from this winery with different colored capsules. This is called the capsule here. Screw cap, easy to do. And you've got the red top here. And this is a Grenache Noir and Mourvedre blend. So 70% Grenache Noir, 30% Mourvedre. Mourvedre is also known as Monastrell in Spain, but Southern French wine, Southern French grapes, definitely. But this is from the Sierra foothills in California. So they grow all sorts of grape varieties from Southern France in the Sierra foothills, which is just east of Sacramento, and up in, the Sierra Mountains is where they do all that amazing trout fishing in California. On the backside is Mammoth Mountain, where you ski, and June Lake and all that kind of stuff. But on the west side of it, coming in from Sacramento, you get through Gold Rush country and you get to the Sierra foothills, which has some amazing wine growing regions. And this is where this place is at. So this is, like I said, Grenache Noir, which is just kind of a different variation of the Grenache grape, and Mourvedre. And we'll taste through it real quick. Hey, Monica, how are you? Hey, everybody else. Super light in color. I'll show you here in a sec. Let's see. What's up, Denise? Valerie, good to see you. All right, so check out the color of this wine. See how light that is? See, you can almost see me through it. You can definitely see my scalp because I have no hair left, basically. But yeah, super light in style. This is one, as we tasted earlier, you want to put a little chill to it. Anytime you taste one of these really lighter style wines that you can see through. I mean, I can see right through this. I can read the keyboard and all that kind of stuff, even without my glasses. I can see right through everything and read the backs of labels and all that kind of stuff. I can read this whole chat right through this wine. Super light. So when you get to those super light wines like that, those reds, they're amazing once you put a little chill on them. I'm not talking about leave them in the fridge overnight and drink them at 32 degrees. I'm talking take the cap off and put it in the fridge for about 20 minutes, anywhere from really 15 to 30 minutes. My primo thing is about 20, 22 minutes. And it brings that temperature of the wine down from room temperature at about 72 degrees down to about 62, 64, something like that. And it's just puts a real nice chill on it. I would say anything from 58 to 64 degrees on this is going to give you a lot more enjoyment than drinking it at room temperature. Smelling a nice bit of fruit, a little bit of acid, not crazy. Very, very light, like bean cherries and strawberry type smell. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That'll work. That'll work, especially in these hot days. Now, that'd be a great red on a afternoon or warm evening or warm at 1 a.m. like us. Whatever. drinking with a little chill on it because you want to drink reds instead of whites. Good stuff. But that is the La Clarine, Josephine, and Mariposa from the Sierra Foothills in California. All right, next, let's go with the Sileggio. So Sileggio is pretty cool. It's got a beer cap on it instead of a cork or a screw cap. So you just pry it off just like a beer. But inside, it's got this cool little mechanism just inside the lid. If you can see that, it's not like a normal beer cap, which saves the wine. That makes it to where the wine is not going to spoil. It's not just a pressed beer cap or Coke cap or whatever the heck they call it, bottle cap. But it's got that little Stelvin enclosure type thing going on, so you can basically reseal it with that, and the wine is sealed. And then you can pop it right back off with your thumb. Good to go. So let's see what we got. Well, okay. Well, that was interesting. Popped it right back off, and the seal came out of the cap. So we'll put that back. There we go. So this is called Sileggio. And recently I was informed I might not have been able, I wasn't maybe supposed to be able to buy this, but I did. So here it is. And it is outstanding.
Monica watching children.
No, different Monica. This is Monica Dijon. Italian, beautiful little wine. That again, look at the color. Color is very, very light in style. Notes of like rhubarb and radish and stuff like that, like a little bit more dark and deep than the one before with the strawberry and the bean cherry and stuff like that. So really like almost like rhubarb pie. Like, wow, really good. Rhubarb pie, radish, all that kind of stuff. Should go great with a salad, especially with a little chill on it, like the one before. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, indeed. That is good stuff. Man, that's a red that you definitely want to drink with a chill. You could drink that with fish, with your heartier fish, like salmon, any sort of big oily fish from the sea, like sea bass, grouper, things like that. Maybe not like a trout, but definitely some of the bigger fish that you catch out in the ocean there, the tunas and things like that would go great with that. Man, thin sliced strawberries on top of raw tuna, fresh caught, and that wine, and I'd be done. That'd be it. I'd be over. I wouldn't have to eat anything else the rest of my life. That'd be amazing. Good stuff. All right, what's next? This crazy label. This stuff. That's a heart with the ventricles and aorta and all that kind of stuff. Interesting little thing. From Washington, I believe, Art and Science, Stella Maris, Applegate, Syrah, and then Oregon, bottled from Oregon. I'd have to look into this more to see if the grapes are actually from Oregon. I would bet some of them are probably from Washington, but it's bottled in Oregon. But I know that Stella Maris Vineyard is in Washington, so I would have to look into that more. But anyway, hey, Alyssa, what's up? Thank you for joining, darling. So let's drink this. This is a Syrah, and it's a really light Syrah. It was kind of, I was expecting a little more out of it as far as depth and balance and not balance, depth and just kind of the darker fruits and stuff like that. And then it came out a little bit light, which is not a big thing. It's still really, really drinking nicely. Again, I would put a slight chill to it. Not as much chill as the other ones that I just did, but just a little bit of chill. Again, these are all half price from what they were Saturday. Saturday, they were already at least 50% off of normal price. Now they're 50% off again, which means they're at least 75% off of the normal price of these wines. So this sucker here, I believe, was about a $27 wine. Probably went for 12, 13 bucks on Saturday. Now it's going to be $5 or $6, which, I mean, you can't beat that. That's incredible. So if you got friends out there, if you're watching this and you're enjoying it, you got friends, just turn them onto this video, tell them to come watch it afterwards. This will post to the Ralph's Facebook page and my personal page after the video. So tell them, they didn't miss out just by not watching it live. They can come watch it again, get the notes on the wines, come to the store, get what they want, because I guarantee you all this wine will be gone by next weekend. That's just kind of the way it goes. My wine reps are waiting and waiting and waiting. I don't let them come buy the rest of it until next weekend. And once I let them come, it's over. They will buy every single bottle of everything that's left. So come before Sunday and get what you want, because it will be gone pretty much by next Sunday. Yeah, this is really good, Alyssa. Holy cow. Okay. This is way better than it was an hour ago when we first tried it. God, I'm getting like peppery notes and brambly, like blackberry type stuff going on. Good stuff. Hold on. Oh, that's 1,000 times better than it was an hour ago. Wow, so much more depth and balance to it. Like it was light and like bummer. Like we honestly were a little bummed about this one no more than an hour ago, and since then it has opened up nicely. I imagine it will get even better over the next few hours, and I will know because I'm taking that one home. Yeah, that's awesome. That's the one with a heart on the label. It got so much better. Good stuff. Except that I got a piece of wax in my mouth. Good times. All right, let's see. What are we doing next? Let's do this Tannat blend from Oregon. So this one right here, you'll see there's about 2 cases left of this one. Maybe a little less than 2 cases. But this is a blend of Tannat and some other stuff. Tannat, Côte, and Cabernet Franc. Do you know the grape Côte? C-O-T? Côte. It's on that. There it is on the label right there. I'm like, I don't know that one. I think I've heard of it, but I don't know it at all. But there it is. So mostly Tannat and then some Côte and Cabernet Franc. Don't even know what Côte is. Me and Chelsea right here know more about wine than most people in the United States, and I've never heard of that. I mean, I think I've heard of it, but no clue about any. I've never seen it before in my life. But anyway, let's give it a whirl, and I'll look into the little Côte and look it up. Yeah, well, maybe Chelsea will look it up right now and give us a little insight. But we'll take a sip and see what happens. So anyway, again, this is the day running bear, which, I mean, what else are you going to do during the day? Of course, you're going to run bear. Mays Vineyard, Applegate Valley AVA. If you guys remember from watching the show before, God, I look old with glasses on. Jeez. First time I ever wore glasses on the show. But hey,
Fucking Malbec.
Do what you got to do. It's Malbec, okay. It's beep Malbec is what Chelsea said. So Tannat, Malbec, and Cabernet Franc, grown in Mays Vineyard, nestled within the Applegate Valley AVA of Southern Oregon. An AVA, if you remember from past shows back in the day, is American Viticultural Area. That is basically just a long name for a different sub-region of wine growing area. And so, you've got like Napa Valley's this big long valley, well, short long valley, 30 miles long. And inside of Napa Valley, you've got 18 different AVAs or something like, I forget what the number is nowadays. But you've got like the Oakville Bench and the Pritchard Hill and Coombsville and all that kind of stuff. So those are different AVAs, which is American Viticultural Area. So in Oregon, I don't know exactly the number, but you've got the Willamette Valley, and inside of Willamette Valley, you've got Carlton Hills, and all sorts of other ones. And apparently, this this one called Applegate Valley, which is where this one is from. So let's see what we're doing here. We've got beautiful nose. So the grapes Tannat. Tannat is an interesting thing. Tannat's a French grape, famous more in South America. They make some great Tannat based wines there. Cameron Hughes, who is like a god of making wine from all over the world. He's amazing. Unfortunately, whoever he's repped by here in Louisiana doesn't do a darn thing worth a darn with his wines. It's all awesome stuff for the most part. He made a Tannat from Argentina one time that I was able to sell for $6.99 a bottle, and it was incredible. It was the best under $10 wine I have ever had in my life, and we sold the heck out of it back when I was at LeBlanc's, and man, it was incredible. So I didn't know much about Tannat until that wine, 15 years ago, something like that. Since then, I have always sought out Tannat in my blends, and especially as a 100% grape. But you just don't see that much of it being used. It's probably planted to 1.5% of all wine growing areas in California is planted to Tannat, if even that, maybe even less. So not much of it grown, used as a blending thing. But
prominent grape grown in Uruguay.
Yeah, Uruguay, the most prominent grape in Uruguay, I'm told. There you go. So good stuff. And there you have it. But I love Tannat. It's got this chalkiness to it that's really, really nice. And then you blend it with this Malbec, the Cote, and Cabernet Franc, and see what happens. The nose is great. Way better. Again, an hour ago we tasted this. Wasn't our favorite, but it wasn't bad. It was good enough to put on the show. And obviously for $4 or $5, it's amazing. But the nose is muted. Doesn't have a big nose, but it is dark fruit like Tannat should have, and Malbec and Cabernet Franc. It is from Oregon. Oregon's always definitely a little bit lighter in their style. All right, let's go.
Tannat is known to bring the drama, the darkness, the inkiness. I don't know what you're saying. And if you're saying anything but Tannat, pay homage to Neil, who's done it in his blends since the beginning.
Finally got that piece of wax out of my mouth. Yeah, that's drinking a lot better than it did an hour ago also. Wow. That's good stuff. Very, very fruit forward, very light, very red fruit, red raspberry and strawberry and bursting cherries and a lot of that kind of stuff. Maybe a little floral even. Yeah, good stuff. All right, here we go. Let's do a Carignan. So I know all of you watching that will watch this eventually know what a Carignan is, because we've gone over this so many times on the show. But Carignan, Southern French grape, blended typically into Côtes du Rhônes, Châteauneuf-du-Pape, all sorts of different Southern French wines, and not typically done on its own, but there are definitely regions where Carignan is dominant, if not done 100%. This Vinca Minor, or Vinca Minor, it's from California, so I'm sure it's Vinca Minor instead of Vinca Minor. But it's from Mendocino. Mendocino is a wine region just south of San Jose. So you've got, if you're looking at, you've got Napa Valley and Sonoma, and then the San Francisco Bay. And then if you go along the coast, you go down to San Jose, Monterey, down into like Carmel. and that region, and then Mendocino. So it's right along the coast. You get a very coastal influence, which cools the grapes down, is great for things like Carignan, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, some of those really, really nice little red grapes that don't need a lot of heat and dryness like Cabernets and things like that. Pretty little label, beautiful little thing. It look great on your shelf. A little abstract art or something like I don't know what the hell to call it, but whatever. Yeah, good times. And this is one that I opened one on Tuesday to try it. I had lunch with some friends, and it went over really well. And then I finished it last night, sitting in my chair. So it was open for 2 days, and it was definitely better Thursday night last night than Wednesday night last night. Jesus, what day is it? Thursday. It was definitely better last night, Wednesday night, than it was Tuesday at lunch. So it was open for 24 hours plus, 30 hours plus, until it got really, really nice. Another nice light one. Drinks really, really well. Give it that time to open, and it goes great. We got some peanut gallery additions going on. So welcome. But yeah, this is getting great. I love this one. It's a lot of fun, bursting with really nice ripe red fruits. I would say probably stewed cherries, so not as bright as strawberry, red raspberry, and things like that. I would say more stewed cherries, maybe some brambly like wild raspberries and things like that. But just real like very nice. 4+ cases of this left over. I think it's $4. I think it was $8.50 or $9 on Saturday. I think it's $4 now, and normally like $20. And just wow, really, really, really good. Yep, happy times. Yep, that'll work. That is awesome. Good luck trying to beat me to that. Y'all want to come in and try to buy some of that? Have a good time, because you're gonna have to beat me to the punch. I'm buying it all on Friday. So if you want some of that, come before Friday, because that is awesome, and I'm gonna buy all of it if you don't. But I will give you till Friday, so come on down. 2 more wines to taste, and then we'll kind of wrap it up and be done. Where are we at? 33 minutes, 34 minutes. All right. That's too long. That's okay. Actually, 1 more wine. That's it. 1 more wine to taste. This, out of the ones that are left, has been my favorite. I've tasted it twice now, and I've really, really enjoyed it. And I can't say that I enjoy it because of the label, because there's a horse on it, and horses hate me, and I hate horses. We have a very, very bad relationship. They throw me, they buck me, they run me into branches, and then I punch them in the face, and we get in fights, and I don't win. And I just hate. I don't like horses, and they hate me. I have lots of cool stories about horses. If you ever would like to hear them, it's pretty funny. But I definitely lose every fight against a horse. But there's been many. Anyway, little Mourvedre. We talked about that before. The Mourvedre grape, also called Monastrell from Spain. This is a 78% Mourvedre, 22% Syrah. Was really excited to try this the first time. I was like, man, that's really good. Then I tried another. Then I laid it open for a little while, tried it again. It was good. Then I opened another bottle and let it go even longer. It was great. This one just gets better with time. So I'm going to pour a little bit. We'll talk about it real fast. Then we'll wrap the show up and be done. And that'll be it. And then I hope y'all come take advantage of the wines that are left from the wine sale. Again, everything's half price of what it was Saturday right now. And we're willing to deal because it all has to be gone this weekend. So come in and make an offer. Oh, yeah. Dark brooding fruits. That is blackberry, boysenberry a little bit, not as sweet as, maybe not boysenberry, blueberry, blackberry. But also pepper and tar and leather, maybe a little cigar wrap. Not tobacco, but like cigar wrap. Like if you've ever taken a cigar apart and smelled the leaf wraps, that's there. Yeah, happy times. All right, let's see what it tastes like. Yep. All right, that's the one. If you like red blends, cabs, things like that, you give that a little time to open, swish it around in your mouth. You really get some air under it and stuff like that. That's the one right there. That is super good stuff. And again, won't last through Friday. Just letting you know. So if you do get to watch this and you have any inkling at getting some amazingly cheap wine, this one will not last till Friday. That's a guarantee. There's about 7 cases of this left. And I hope you'll come down and get some. I hope you get to enjoy it because I know what's going to happen. Start next Monday, I'm going to start getting texts like, oh, I came down to get some of that wine and it was all gone. I'm like, yeah, I told you. Told you it was going to be gone. But there you go. So those are just a few of the wines that are left. There's plenty of other wines. We didn't do any of the whites. The whites that are left are amazing. There's not as much white left as there is red, which is fine because I will take it all. No problem. So if you don't buy that, not a problem. I will go ahead and take that off your hands. But yeah, it'll be incredible. I will wheel and deal better on the whites than the reds. The reds are going to go no matter what. The whites, I can do some wheeling and dealing. So if you come down and you find one that you like, you bought some on Saturday and you're like, man, that's really good. Come down, wheel and deal. Let's do some business, and we'll get you stocked up so you don't have to pay full price for wine anymore. But anyway, that's about it for the wines. There's a few other hidden gems that I didn't review with you today, but they're here. So we'll get rocking on those, and that's about it. So going forward, what's going to happen here with the show? I'm going to be on every week, and I will broadcast to Ralph's Facebook page. I will broadcast to my Facebook page, but the show sometime before October is going to switch over to a YouTube show, and then I'll put clips on TikTok and Instagram and things like that. And I will let you all know about that as it happens, but I'm going to have to get it going first. I'm going to have to get some gear, get an editor and things like that. So if you are in the social media business, you know anything about editing, filming, whatever, get with me. I may be trying to get some people on board to help me out with a couple things. I don't need a graphic designer. I have one of those at my house. But that's about it. So next week, what are we going to do next week? Chelsea, what are we going to do next week? The new wines that we're bringing in. What's a good group to do? Marmar? Or yeah.
Well, no, she's going to be here. So.
Oh, she's going to be here at the end of the month. Yeah, so we'll do something else. What else are we bringing in group wise?
It'll be a surprise.
It'll be a surprise. There we go. So, yeah, we'll have some new wines that have never been in the store before, and we will review those next Thursday, and I hope you join us. Thank you for watching tonight. This is the Weekly Wineaux. I'm Mickey Martin, and happy to be with you again. I will be on every single Thursday unless I have a crazy commitment ahead of time, but I'll let you know about that. But that's about it. Y'all have a good one. Love y'all. See you next week.